Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave.
And I'm Dirk.
And I am Groot. Yeah, so today we are starting our a Galaxy's Most Wanted wave, and we're going to start with one of the heroes that comes in the box, which is Groot. And so Groot's pretty fun, and he does something unique. Okay. But let's look at the alter ego. Yeah, and this, by the way, we got this card from somebody from Con Heroes, so alternate art, so that's pretty cool.
All right, so Groot, on his alter ego side, he is an outlaw. He has 4 recovery. He has a hand size of 6. He's got 10 hit points. And as an action, he can do Growth Spurt, which is place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10. And you can do this once per round.
Yeah, and you're going to see more about the growth counters here in a minute. All right, and then on the hero side, we got Groot, who is a 1/2/3. He's a guardian. His hand size is 5, and he has Floral Colossus. And as a forced interrupt, when Groot would take any amount of damage, remove that many growth counters from him. For each growth counter removed this way, prevent one of that damage. So naturally, Groot is really good at perfect defense because
yes. He wants to preserve the growth counters.
Well, he wants to preserve the growth counters, but if he takes growth counters and doesn't take any damage, then he defended without taking any damage.
Yes.
So even, Rhino with 2 charges, and doing an attack of 10, Groot might take no damage.
Yes, that is potential.
All right, but let's take and so we got a few categories of cards here, and I don't know what Dirk's doing.
Dirk's ruining our world.
Yeah, he's changing the everything on me.
I'm zooming in with the spaceship.
So we're going to take a look at the his kit cards first.
All right, so the first card we've got here for him is Fruition. It is a 0-cost event. It is a superpower. You can when you play this, you place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10. So this is just a way for him to gain additional growth counters, and he has 2 of those in the deck.
Okay. Then he has a card called I Am Groot. It costs 3.
What's it called again?
I Am Groot. We might see that again. Superpower thwart, hero action thwart, remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of growth counters on Groot. And
What's
you can have a maximum of 10. And the flavor text says, I am Groot.
2 of those in the deck.
Or is there only 2 of those?
There are only 2 of those. I am Groot! So this is a 2-cost event. It's an attack superpower. As a hero action, you can deal 2 damage to an enemy you can deal damage to an enemy equal to the number of growth counters on Groot. And the flavor text on this one is, I am Groot.
All right. Then we have 3 copies of an event called
Root. I love the artwork on that one.
Root Stomp. Costs 2. It's an attack superpower. Hero action. Attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, place 1 growth counter on Groot to a maximum of 10. And the flavor text is I am Groot.
So one thing we didn't do is we didn't grab a bunch of cards to soften up enemies because we figure there's a ton of cards that can do that, but those are things you might want to include in the deck so that cards like this will trigger.
Yeah. But this is where perfect defense is nice to preserve your growth counter so that for your thwart and your attack events. So
yep. All right, now we've got We Are Groot. So this is a 1-cost event. It is a superpower, so you can remove up to 4 growth counters from Groot, and you can choose that many friendly characters, give each of those characters a tough status card. So, and I love the fact that it's characters and not just heroes, so this works just as well in solo play if you've got a few allies out as it does in team play.
Was there any flavor text?
We are Groot.
All right. Then we got 1 copy of a support called Fertile Ground. It's an alter ego action, and you can exhaust Fertile Ground, place 1 growth counter on Groot to a maximum of 10, and draw a card.
I've never paid attention. Every single card has that.
And the flavor text is I am Groot. Well, but they have different meanings.
Yes.
All right. The other one of the other concepts with Groot is he's got the different vines that we're going to go over that augment his basic abilities.
Yes.
And so one of the categories of cards we're going to show later is when you're using your basic abilities. But here's the first of the vines.
So the first of the vines we've got here is Entangling Vines. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a superpower. As a hero interrupt, whenever Groot makes a basic thwart, you remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust the vines, and he gets +2 thwart for that thwart.
And is there any flavor text?
I am Groot.
Okay. Then we've got Lashing Vines.
And there's one copy of each of the vines.
Yeah, it's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a superpower. After Groot uses a basic power, remove 2 growth counters from him and exhaust the Lashing Vines to ready Groot. I am Groot.
And because he likes to use his basics, readying him is a key thing whenever you're doing deck builds for him too, whenever you can do that. Then he's got the Vine Shield here. It's a 1-cost superpower upgrade. As a hero interrupt, whenever he defends against an attack, you can remove a growth counter from him and exhaust Vine Shield, and he gets +3 for that defense. I am Groot.
All right. Then we got Vine Spikes, which is a 1-cost upgrade. When Groot makes a basic attack, remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust Vine Spikes. Groot gets +2 attack for that attack. But it's got a different flavor text, which I can't read it.
That's not Groot saying it. That's why it's different.
Yeah, no, but it's...
That's Rocket, isn't it?
Oh, we got it. Yeah, we got it. You're Groot.
And I love it.
Rocket,
and it's the last card in his kit. That's the best thing. If you put him in numerical order, that's the last.
Yeah. We got it. You're Groot. All right. And then his obligation.
So his obligation here is Wilt. Now, Wilt is you can flip to Alter Ego, or you can choose to flip to Alter Ego, and then either exhaust your Alter Ego to remove this from the game, or remove 3 growth counters from Groot, and if he did not remove any, then the card gains Surge. Either way, you discard it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Now, Groot's Nemesis set is pretty annoying here. So, first of all, we got Fernax, who's 2 scheme, 2 attack, 6 hit points. He is a Leviathan. And when Fernax activates, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. So, of course, that's going to take out 2 growth counters. For Groot, anyways.
Minimum. Blazing Inferno. So this is the side scheme. It has 3 threat per player. As a forced response, after the villain phase begins, you deal 2 indirect damage to each player. I think we got a theme going here.
Right. And then we've got 3 copies of Fan the Flames, which is take 2 indirect damage. If Blazing Inferno is in play, take 1 additional indirect damage, and if Fernax is in play, take 1 additional indirect damage. So this card could potentially do 5 or 15.
Yeah. Not fun.
All right, so now Groot did not come with an ally, but he did come up with a team-up card. But in his...
And who would that be?
Yeah. Who would Groot team up with?
So Groot teams up with Rocket, and Rocket is a 3-cost Guardian ally. He has 2 thwart, 1 attack. You can only play him if you have the Guardian trait, and I actually think most of the Guardians, all of the ones from the movie, from all the main crew from the movie, but most of the Guardians, I think, actually require that.
Yeah, Starbuck doesn't.
Yeah, there's a couple that don't, but most of them do. But as an interrupt, whenever Rocket attacks a minion, he gets +3 for the attack, and the attack gains overkill. So he really likes to attack minions.
Yeah. Okay. Then, so it came with a team-up card. Flora and Fauna. Team up Groot and Rocket Racoon, max 1 per deck. Place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10 and ready him, or place 2 charge counters on a Rocket Raccoon upgrade and ready that upgrade.
So this is a phenomenal team up card here.
Right. So this helps for Groot, it helps him get his growth counters, because the only way he's going to gain growth counters usually is to go to Alter Ego or to play Root Stomp. So this is a nice way for him to get his growth counters. And then, when we get to Rocket, you'll see, on the Rocket video on how important the charge counters are for his upgrades.
Yeah, these are two heroes that I really enjoy playing together. And if I'm playing one if I'm not playing solo or whatever, which I normally don't, I'm probably asking at least one other player at the table if they're going to play the other one. I mean, I love it so much.
Yeah, so it's very rarely do we use that. We use the allies with them
because we tend to play these as a pair.
All right, so we got a few categories. So the first one is
just a couple of cards.
Guardian Allies. So we're going to go over the Guardian Allies, and this will serve as the section for when we do our other Guardian hero reviews. You can reference this section of this video. So the first one is
So the first one we've got here is Angela. So she's a 0-cost ally. She is 0 thwart. To attack, she's has the Asgard and Guardian traits, and she's got 3 hit points. But as a forced response, whenever she enters play, you search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion. You put it into play, engage with you. You shuffle the encounter deck. And then if no minion was put into play this way, you discard her. But the great thing about her is she is a 0-cost ally. And I mean, there's a good chance you're getting a minion. Now, depending on who you're playing, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. But we tend to like her quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we use her in a few different builds.
Yeah, if you're going up, well, with Hydra, you got a bunch of Hydra minions. Okay, that's not so bad as if, say, the Brotherhood of Mutants or something, maybe.
Yeah.
you know.
Or the Sentinels. Oh, those are fun.
Yeah. All right. Then we got Bug. 2-cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. He's a Guardian. After your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. Now, Bug is really good with Groot because, as we mentioned, Groot likes to use his basic abilities. So when you attack with Groot, then you get to ready Bug.
Yeah, and Bug works great with any character that likes to use their basic attack. So
Yeah.
I've got. All right, then we've got Throg, which Throg is a fun one because most people don't think of him, but he is a Guardian as well as the Asgard trait. He costs 2, he thwarts for 1, he attacks for 2, and after he enters play, you give him a tough status card if you're engaged with the minion.
Okay. Then we got Arrows. That's a Justice ally here. 2 cost, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. After you play Arrows from your hand, confuse a minion for each mental resource you use to pay for it.
Now, one thing that has been clarified, even if you overpay, you don't get extra cards. It's the cost of him. So if you somehow overpay for that, you still only get the 2. All right, then we've got Jack Flag here. Jack Flag is a 4-cost ally. He thwarts for 2. He attacks for 1. He's got 3 hit points. And as a response, after Jack thwarts, you place an ammunition counter on him. As a hero action, you can exhaust Jack, remove one of the ammunition counters, and he'll do damage to an enemy. So this is one of those good ways to soften up the enemies for Groot so that he can defeat them.
All right, then we got Quasar, 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's Aerial Guardian. Response, after Quasar enters play, remove 1 threat from each scheme in play.
Then we've got Venom here. Venom is a 4-cost ally, and he thwarts for 2. He attacks for 2. He does take 2 consequential. Attacks for 3, sorry. But he does take 2 consequential. That's what I was thinking. I was getting ahead of myself. Takes 2 consequential for either of those. He has 4 hit points, and then while there's no threat on the main scheme, you do reduce all consequential damage done to him by 1. So if you can get rid of all the threat on the main scheme, then he does 2 or 3 for only a single.
Right, then we got Wraith, cost 3. 1 thwart, 3 attack, 2 consequential for the attack, 3 hit points. Guardian. When a boost is turned face up, exhaust Wraith and deal 1 damage to him to cancel the card's boost effect.
Okay, we've got Major Victory here. Major Victory is a 2-cost ally. He thwarts for 1. He attacks for 1. He has 2 hit points. But whenever he is defeated, you can choose a friendly Guardian character and ready that character. So Groot really likes him.
And this is one of my favorite allies.
Yes, he's a great ally in leadership.
Yondu, he costs 4, 2 thwart, 1 attack, no consequential for the attack, 2 hit points. He's a Guardian. Your attacks gain ranged. So he's a really good Voltron.
Not your attacks, his attacks gain ranged. So, yeah, he is a great Voltron. I mean, not only because the zero consequential, but that ranged is phenomenal for him because it prevents him from taking any retaliate. Then we got Charlie 27, who is a 4-cost ally. He thwarts for 1, he attacks for 1, and he does have 1 retaliate, and he comes in with toughness. He's got 4 hit points.
And we got Martyr, costs 4, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. After Martyr takes consequential damage from performing an attack, if that attack defeated an enemy, give her a tough status card. Here's one of Dirk's.
I love Moondragon. Moondragon, I love this one. She is a 3-cost ally, and I was using her before the Guardians came out. Didn't she come out before them, or did she come out with them?
She came out.
Oh, no. She instantly started going into my builds, though. I love her. So she thwarts for 1. She attacks for 1. She's got 2 hit points, but as an action, you can exhaust and discard her to choose a minion. That minion attacks another enemy of your choice. They can attack either a different minion or they can attack the villain. And I love taking a big minion because it doesn't specify non-elite. A big minion like Ronan or something and swinging at the villain with them.
Yeah, I think she came in Drax.
Okay. Yeah, she instantly hit my builds though.
Starhawk. So Starhawk, 2 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 1 consequential on the thwart, 2 on the attack, 3 hit points. Aerial Guardian. When Starhawk takes damage exactly equal to his remaining hit points, you can return them to your hand. So that's that. The nice thing is like you can thwart for one turn, and then attack the next turn, and he'll go back in your hand. Or you have him defend against a minion where you know how much damage you're going to take. So he's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's a little bit different play on the keep an ally around, but it's an interesting way to do it. I mean, unfortunately, you do have to pay for him every time, but still, I mean, he's great to have. So Cosmo here, this is the one Dave loves. Dave loves Cosmo here. He's a 2-cost ally. He thwarts for 1. He attacks for 1. He's got 2 hit points. But actually, yeah, no, this is the male Cosmo, I think. But whenever Cosmo attacks or thwarts, you name a card type, then discard the top card of a deck. You can pick any deck. They have clarified now. You do have to pick, I think, either the counter deck or a hero deck, right?
Yeah.
They have clarified it's got to be one of those two. But if that card is the named type, Cosmo does not take consequential damage.
Yeah, when this card first came out, people were putting it with Doctor Strange and then doing it with,
Saying event every time.
Yeah, but
or spell or whatever that.
but he's really good with Magic and now Falcon because you get to see those cards face up. So.
Then we've got Drax. Drax is a 3-cost ally. He thwarts for 1. He attacks for 3. He's got 4 hit points. This one does require Guardian to play, and he cannot attack minions. I mean, the 3 attack is nice. Not being able to attack the minions, that does kind of hurt a little bit, but you let Groot, Rocket, whoever else you are, takes care of the minions, and he'll deal with the villain.
All right, then we got Gamora. She costs 3, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. Play only if your identity has a Guardian trait. After Gamora attacks or thwarts, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an event, and then add that card to your hand.
All right, then we've got Martinex. Martinex is a 3-cost ally. He thwarts for 1. He attacks for 1. He's got 4 hit points. You can reduce the cost of him by 1 if you have the Guardian trait. So it doesn't require it, but it's helpful.
Yeah. And then we got Star-Lord. He costs 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. Star-Lord's attacks gain range, and force response after Star-Lord enters play under your control, deal yourself a face-down encounter card.
So yeah, kind of his little version of the hero power there.
All right, then we got a few upgrades that we can attach to Guardian allies, and this one is really good for Bug.
Yeah, first one we got here is Energy Spear, and let's see, here's Bug here. So Energy Spear is you attach to a Guardian ally. Of course, it's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a weapon, and the attached ally gets +2 attack, and attacks gain piercing. So then, not only does he heal, but then he gets piercing on his attacks, and he attacks for 3. So he's phenomenal there.
Okay. And this is pretty rare for an upgrade for what it does. This is Comms Implant, 1-cost upgrade, attached to a Guardian ally you control. Attached ally gets +1 thwart and +1 hit point. A lot of them give +1 attack. So this one actually does +1 thwart.
Yeah, and it surprised me that it's in a leadership card and not in a justice card. That was the other thing.
Well, it's for allies.
I know, but still. Then we've got Laser Blaster. It's a tech weapon upgrade, 1 cost. Again, it requires a Guardian ally, but it gets +1 attack and gains overkill.
Okay. And then the next group is non-allies that are for Guardians. So first of all, we got Think Fast, which is a 1-cost event. Play only if you have the Guardian trait. Take 1 damage to confuse the villain.
Then we've got Welcome Aboard. It's a 0-cost event. Again, only if you have the Guardian trait, but you reduce the cost of the next ally played this turn or this phase by 2. So now, I love, like, you've got, where was he? That makes Major Victory free. Yondu can, if you have a team building, is only a 1-cost now. So things like that. Yeah, that's a phenomenal one right there.
Okay. Now this one works with your Guardian allies. You don't have to be a Guardian for this card, but it works with your Guardian characters. 2-cost event, max 1 per round. Hero action, each Guardian character gets +2 thwart and +2 attack. This phase, at the end of the phase, deal 1 damage to each Guardian character. And again, if you're playing multiplayer like Rocket and Groot a 2-player game with Rocket and Groot, then this works with the other players' allies and their character as well. So.
Oh, yeah. Then we've got Guardians of the Galaxy here. It's a 2-cost support. It is a team card. Again, you have to, well, no, this is you only get to play 1 per player. But if each of your characters has the Guardian trait, then it gains, as a response, after you play an upgrade on an ally, you can draw a card.
It's amazing for a Yondu Voltron.
Yes.
All right, then we got the CITT, 2-cost support. Hero action, exhaust the CITT and spend 2 resources of any type to ready a Guardian character.
Then we've got Nowhere. So Nowhere is a 2-cost support. It's a location. This one does require the Guardian trait to play, but it increases your ally limit by 1. And after you play a Guardian ally, you exhaust it to... after any player plays a Guardian ally, you can exhaust it to give that player 1 card draw.
All right. Then we got team building, exercise, 2 cost, exhaust team building exercise, play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. So all those cards that we've shown before. This one?
The Booster Boots. The Booster Boots are a 1-cost armor tech upgrade, requires Guardian. But when you would take any amount of damage, you can exhaust Booster Boots, discard the top card of your deck, and prevent 1 of that damage.
Okay.
So Groot loves this one.
Yeah, and we got a couple more Groot love cards. So Def Focus, he's got a lot of superpowers in his deck. So one cost upgrade, exhaust Def Focus, reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you played this turn by 1.
14 of his 15 cards are superpowers.
And until recently, which was what I forget what hero it was, but this was the only way to get this card was to buy the Galaxy's Most Wanted.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the X-Men there towards the end got Def Focus. I think it was Magneto, if I remember right.
I don't remember.
There was quite a while where that was the only way to get that card was to buy Guardians Most Wanted.
All right. Then we've got Ready to Rumble. So Ready to Rumble is a 1-cost upgrade. I think this is from the... This is an early one. I don't...
Like
Miss Marvel
Ant-Man.
or something. Yeah, it was early. But you can play it under any player's control, a maximum of 1 per player. But after you change form, discard this card to ready your hero. So this one's great. If you're Groot, you go down to get some growth counters, and then you flip up, and you can ready after you've healed. Or is it? Do you have to exhaust to do the growth counters? I don't remember. I don't think you do. No. So you heal, place growth counters, come up, unexhaust.
Right. And then Fertile Ground and cards like, Fertile Ground can give you 1 as well, but it's an alter ego action. So yeah, so you're going to go down to get your growth
replenish,
counters. Yeah. And then you can come back up and...
you're ready, so you can use your basic attacks and thorns.
Which is the next category, is basic abilities.
So we've got Skilled Strike. It's a 0-cost event. It's a skill. Whenever your hero makes a basic attack, he gets +2 for that attack.
Okay. And we got Battle Fury. After your hero attacks and defeats a minion, deal 1 damage to your hero and discard Battle Fury to ready your hero. Costs 1.
We've got Combat Training, which this is a classic one here. It's 2-cost upgrade. It's a skill. Play it underneath player's control, max 1 per player, but you get basic 1, or you get +1 to your attack skill.
Okay. Then we got God Slayer. It's a 3-cost upgrade. It's restricted. When your hero makes a basic attack against a unique enemy, exhaust God Slayer, your hero gets +2 for that attack. So that's usually the villain, but if there's named minions, that works with that too.
Every one of the Nemesis minions do that.
If you're going up against Sinister Six or something, then you got 6 villains that have unique names. So yeah, there's
quite a few that can get that.
Yeah, but does not work against like a Hydra Bomber or something.
No. All right, then we've got Upside the Head. It's a 1-cost event. So after your hero makes a basic attack, it damages an enemy, confuse the enemy. If they were already confused, you can stun them instead.
Right, then we got Making an Entrance. It's a 1-cost event. Skill. When your hero makes, it's an interrupt. When your hero makes a basic thwart, you get +2 to that thwart. And after the thwart ends, if your hero's removed all the threat from the scheme, you get to heal 2 damage. So your normal thwart is 1, but one of the vines you could get rid of a growth counter to get like +2 or something. So you combine this with the vine and a card that's coming up, and he could thwart pretty good. All right. Yeah, this card right here.
So we've got Heroic Intuition. It's a 2-cost upgrade. Again, this one's a classic. It's a skill. Play it under any player's control, max 1 per player. This is what gives your character +1 thwart.
Okay. Then we have Justice Served. It's a 1-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. After you thwart and remove the last threat from a scheme, discard Justice Served to ready your hero.
All right, we've got You Got This. It's a 1-cost event. It's a tactic, but as a hero response, after you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or basic attack, you can discard an ally you control. You add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use, and then ready your hero.
All right. Now, of course, Groot likes to use his basic abilities, but stunning and confusing will be annoying for Groot. So this card can help alleviate that. So it's Dr. Sinclair. 2-cost support. She's a persona therapist. Alter ego action. You can exhaust Dr. Sinclair and spend a mental resource. Heal damage from your alter ego equal to your recovery. And you may discard a status card from your identity. And any player may trigger this ability. So this is actually really nice because Groot's got its growth counters. And, sometimes he's, especially if he's playing protection, you're not going to go down as often, but you do. So when you do go down, he might be low on health. So you could take a recovery, get some growth counters, and if you had a mental, you can get a double recovery. So then you can get right back up and get going again.
Yeah, plus you get rid of any negative statuses.
Right.
So,
and on top of that, you can get rid of a stunner.
And the great thing is any player can trigger it. That player has to be an alter ego, not you. The player who triggers it.
Right.
All right, then we've got the Night Nurse. So she's a variation on that same theme, though. With the Night Nurse, she's a 1-cost support persona. She uses 3 medical counters, but you can exhaust her, remove a medical counter from her. You'll heal 1 damage from a hero and discard a status card on it. So the Night Nurse works for heroes. Dr. Sinclair works for alter egos. So basically 2 different cards on the same theme. I actually include both of these in a lot of decks now.
But Night Nurse is the classic counters. So you actually have, once the 3 counters are gone, she's gone.
Yep.
Then we got Anticipation. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a preparation card, max 1 per player. When you engage a minion, you can discard this card to ready your hero. So this is like, you've defended and then you draw a minion during the encounter step. This way you can ready and use your basic abilities.
Yeah, and the great thing is this is upgrade and not an action. So you can put this out there and leave it out there until you're ready to use it. Then we've got the classic Armored Vet, 1-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. This gives you +1 defense.
Plus, it's weird seeing a tree wearing a vest.
Yes.
All right. Then we got Stick-to-itiveness.
Another one of Dave's favorite cards.
Yep. 2-cost upgrade. Hero action, spin a strength, and exhaust this card to ready your hero. Again, Groot wants to use his basics, so this could get you 2 attacks or an attack and a thwart or whatever, as long as you got a strength.
Yep. All right, and then our final card here is Tenacity. Tenacity is a 2-cost upgrade. It is a condition. You can spend a strength resource, discard this card, and ready your hero. And when I said final card, I think we've got other cards left. Yeah, we've got more cards left. Final card in that category.
All right. Then the last category, which is probably the obvious for Groot. Groot is a great perfect defense hero. And so we got a lot of protection cards that I think work with that. And you're not going to use all these cards in one deck. But
all of those cards would be a deck, just one of each.
Actually, it's probably bigger.
Probably more than a deck.
Probably more than a deck. So we got Stop Hitting Yourself. It's a 2-cost event. It's an attack. After you defend against an enemy attack and take no damage, deal damage to an enemy equal to your defense for that attack. And so Groot comes in with a 3 defense, and if you put an armored vest on him, he's a 4. So there's a great way even if you don't defend and you just lose some growth counters, you can turn around and do 4 damage. So
yep. All right, then we've got Anticipated Attack. It's a 2-cost defense event. Play only if there is a side scheme in the victory. So this one does require a little bit of setup. But as a hero interrupt, whenever an enemy initiates an attack against you, you give your hero a tough status card. This is great because Groot likes to preserve the growth counters, and this gives him a tough. So he won't, unless they've got piercing, he doesn't have to worry about it.
All right, then we got Counter Punch. It's a 0-cost event. After your hero defends against an enemy attack, deal damage to the enemy equal to your hero's attack. So that's another one of those that you can do. Well, that's based on the attack. So his basic attack is 2. So
All right, then you got Defiance. It's a zero-cost defense event. As an interrupt, whenever a boost card for an enemy attack would be turned face up, you discard it instead. And I love the fact that you discard it and you don't replace it.
Right.
So,
And that also counts, it'll stop the star effects too.
yes.
Then we got a classic here, Desperate Defense, 1-cost event. When your hero defends against an enemy attack, you get +2 to the attack, and if you take no damage, you get to ready your hero.
So this one, with Root, you're often going to, with Groot, you're often going to ready with that one because you've, even if you don't have enough defense, you tend to have the growth counters to back you up a little bit.
So apparently Root is Dirk's nickname for Groot because Groot's not sure enough.
Oot.
Oot.
All right, then you've got Expert Defense. So this is a zero-cost defense event. As an interrupt, whenever your hero defends against an attack, he gets +3 defense for that attack. So this is one that you really like whenever, like you've got the, let's see, which one was it? Yeah, for the Stop Hitting Yourself. This one combines great with Stop Hitting Yourself because then you play this as the interrupt and then this one to turn around, and instead of dealing the 4, you're dealing 7 now.
And we have Get Behind Me. It's a 1-cost event. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, you can cancel its when revealed effect, and the villain attacks you instead. So you could stop Shadows of the Past or something.
Yes.
Make sure Fernax does not come out.
Yes, most definitely. Then you've got Jump Flip. So Jump Flip is a 1-cost event. As a hero interrupt, whenever you would take any amount of damage, you prevent 2 of that damage. And if you did use energy to pay for it, you can remove 2 threat from the main scheme.
Okay. This should have been with the basic, probably, but the basic abilities. But when your hero makes a basic attack, you can discard the top card of the encounter deck, reduce your hero's attack for that attack by the number of printed boost icons on that card. If the attack still deals damage, ready your hero. So you combine this with the, with the vine that gives you bonus to your attack and stuff, and that's pretty good. But yeah, that card's in the wrong category.
Yep.
Oh well.
All right, then we've got Never Back Down. This is another classic 1-cost defense event. As a interrupt, whenever you would defend against an attack, you get +2 for the attack. If you don't take damage, then you stun the attacking enemy.
Okay. Then we got Not Today. It's a 1-cost event. When your hero defends against the attack, it gets +2. If you take no damage, you get to remove 2 threat from a scheme.
Powerful Punch is a 2-cost attack defense event. So as an interrupt, whenever an enemy initiates an attack, you deal 4 damage to that enemy.
That's really good against minions, so you can sit there and play this when a minion activates and you might defeat it and you'll take no damage.
Yep.
It's really satisfying and taking out the last stage of the villain with a card like that.
All right, then you've got Preemptive Strike here. It's a 1-cost defense event. When a boost card is turned face up while the villain attacks, cancel all boost icons on that card. Then you deal 1 damage to the villain for each boost icon canceled this way.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, it's only the triangles. It's not the star effects.
Yeah, and it is also only the villain, so it doesn't work if you have a minion with villainous.
Yeah. Then we got Shake It Off.
The Taylor Swift card.
Okay. 1-cost event.
One of her most popular songs. You've never even heard of it?
I don't follow Taylor Swift. Sorry.
I don't either, but
a hero response after a Guardian character takes any amount of damage from an attack. Give that character a tough status.
And so this is great because even if you're playing a Guardian team game or whatever, even if you're not the protection player, this is a great one to include to help out the Groot player because it can help preserve your growth counters as well. So then we got Sidestep. It's a 1-cost defense event. As an interrupt, whenever a hero would take any amount of damage, you can prevent 3 of that damage. And if you use energy, you deal 1 damage to the enemy.
Okay, that's a good way. This is a good way to preserve some of your growth counters. Subdue, 1-cost event. When an enemy initiates an attack, that enemy gets -3 to the attack.
Yep. We've got Taunt. So Taunt here is a 1-cost event. It's a tactic. When the villain attacks you, other characters cannot defend against the attack. Draw 3 cards. So this one, you're still going to take the attack. It doesn't do anything to help lower that or prevent it or anything, but it gives you the 3-card draw. So the card advantage is nice from that.
Yeah. All right, then we got What Doesn't Kill Me. It's a 1-cost event. It does require a strength. Hero action, heal 2 damage from your hero to ready your hero.
Now, one thing that you might have noticed is a lot of the cards that were featuring for Groot, do require strength resources. So it might not be a bad idea to also include something like an enhanced strength to guarantee that you can get the strength.
All right.
So then we've got established perimeter. So this is a player side scheme. I love player side schemes. It costs 1 to play. It has 2 threat per player. But when defeated, give each character a tough status card.
Okay. Then we got Groot's Fertile Ground. 1 cost support. Angel's Aries. After you defend against an attack, place 1 fatigue counter here, and alter ego action, remove each fatigue counter from here to heal 1 damage from your identity for each fatigue counter removed this way. So this is again, so you go down, maybe you take a recovery, you can heal a bunch of these, use Dr. Sinclair, and you can go from like 1 hit point to 10 or something, pretty quick. And you can use this card while you're down.
So defensive training. So it's a 1 cost support. It's conditioned, max 2 per deck. It uses training counters, 2 of them. But as an alter ego action, you can exhaust this, remove a training counter from it, choose a protection event. So it does have to be one of the green cards in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. So it's a great way to get some of these protection events back a little quicker.
All right. Then we got Dauntless. It's a 1 cost upgrade. Play under any player's control. Max 1 per player. When your hero's remaining while your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your starting hit points, your hero gains retaliate 1. And it's gonna, with the growth counters and stuff, it might be a while before you do it in perfect defense before you start actually taking hit point damage.
Yep.
That's the plan anyway.
Yeah. We got defensive stance. It's a 2 cost upgrade. It is a preparation tactic, max 1 per player, but when you would take any amount of damage, you can discard this to prevent 3 of that damage.
All right. Then we got electrostatic armor. So his armored vest is electrified. It's a 1 cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. After you defend against an attack, deal 1 damage to the attacking character.
An electrified tree. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Even though wood would probably ground it.
Yeah. Then we've got a energy barrier. It's a 2 cost tech upgrade. It's an item, uses 3 reflection counters, but when you would take any amount of damage, you can remove a reflection counter from here to prevent 1 of that damage and deal 1 damage to the enemy.
Okay. And this is another good way to save your growth counters. Energy shield. Max 1 per character, costs 0, but when attached character would take any amount of damage, spend X energy resources, prevent X of that damage. So again, if you have a way to generate like enhanced reflexes or something, or just have a lot of energy cards in your hand, I guess, that to avoid losing growth counters.
Yeah, but Groot does actually tend to be a little bit better. This one's a little bit easier to play with him, I guess, because of the fact that he does have the growth counters and stuff. So you're probably not dedicating as many resources to this card as you would with most other characters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because you have to go through the growth counters first before you take damage. Or you play this card.
This force field generator, it's a 3 cost tech upgrade, uses 6 energy counters, max 1 per player. But when you would take any amount of damage, you can remove that many counters from here. And for each energy counter removed this way, you prevent 1 of that damage.
Yeah, now, don't take a look at. Yeah, when this card came out, I really started loving Groot because, I didn't hate him before, but it was kind of annoying losing all the growth counters. These are both forced interrupts for the same action. So you can remove the shield counters before you remove the growth counters, which is nice. So this is a great card to keep the growth counters number higher.
And on a side note, another thing that I actually love about the growth counters here is you choose how many growth counters you remove. So if you actually happen to be playing something like Spider-Ham and you want to take 1 damage, you can remove 1 less energy counter to let that 1 damage through.
No, this is forced. No, it's forced.
Oh, is it forced? Oh, yeah. Never mind. Sorry, my bad.
The only way, yeah. So so either your growth counters or that is going to trigger first.
Oh no, you're taking the growth counter. Or you're taking that then. To preserve the growth counters.
That's why you put that card in.
Yep. Hard to ignore. So hard to ignore is a 1 cost upgrade. That's a skill card. After your hero defends against an attack and takes no damage, you can exhaust this to remove 1 threat from the main scheme. I love having 3 of these in a deck, because then you can trigger all 3 of them.
All right. Then we have Indomitable. It's a 1 cost upgrade. After your hero defends, discard Indomitable, ready your hero.
Then we've got Judoka skill. It's a 2-cost upgrade. It's a skill, uses 3 judo counters. But when you defend against an enemy attack, you remove 1 judo counter from that attack, and the enemy gets -2 for that attack.
All right, then we got Nerves of Steel. It's a 2-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. You can exhaust Nerves of Steel to generate an energy resource for a defense event.
Yeah, unfortunately, that does not work for the, what was it, the energy, or the, what's the one?
But it works for like sidestep.
Energy shield. Yeah, it doesn't work for the energy shield because it's not an event.
But it works for like sidestep.
Yes.
Desperate defense and all those cards.
Right. Then we've got Pin Down. It's a 0-cost upgrade. It's a tactic. You can attach it to a minion, and the attached minion gets -2 attack. There is a max of 1 per minion.
And the final card, this time for real, is Unflappable. It's a 1-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, exhaust Unflappable, draw a card. So this even counts if you lose growth counters and actually take no hit point damage. You could still use this card.
Yeah, because losing growth counters is not considered damage.
Right.
So,
all right. So that was our look at Groot. Groot is very fun. I haven't played him in a while, but you know,
it's because we've been trying to play every character at every aspect, and it's just there's so many characters.
Yeah, or like at the time of this recording, Falcon and Winter Soldier just came out, so we got like 61 heroes right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see new content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you will get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right. Bye.